Welcome to the Opening Kill podcast.
They say Halloween is the one night a year where the line between the living and the dead fades, where the masks hide more than just faces. For a group of friends chasing the ultimate scare, that line is about to vanish completely. What begins as a road trip into the beating heart of America's haunted attractions soon becomes something far darker, because the scares aren't staying inside the haunted houses. There are places, the kind whispered about by other haunts. Places you don't just find. They find you. And when they do, the masks don't come off, even after the screams stop. This October, the hunt for fear will lead them straight to it.
Before we begin, a quick warning. Opening Kill is a horror podcast that contains adult language, disturbing themes, and graphic descriptions of violent acts, especially the kills featured in each film. We also dive deep into plot details and character arcs. So if you haven't seen the movie we're covering, expect full spoilers ahead. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
Opening Kill, the horror podcast that slices deep into the genre we love. We're talking slashers, supernatural nightmares, creature features, and everything in between. Every episode, we break down a different horror film, from its killer cold open to its blood-soaked finale. We track the body count, analyze the scares, and give credit where it's gruesomely due. From iconic franchises to hidden gems, you'll find them all here. Hosted by filmmaker and horror scholar Brian O'Connor and Michael Duran, lifelong genre fan and scream scene specialist. So sharpen your knives, turn off the lights, and let's get into it. This is Opening Kill.
Welcome to the season premiere of Opening Kill, Season 2. I'm Brian O'Connor.
And I am Michael Duran. I can't believe we're back.
We're back. Good to see you. How was your summer?
It was really, really good. Did a little trip a couple weeks ago, celebrated my birthday.
Nice.
Got a vasectomy like 4 days ago.
You did?
Yeah.
Really? Two's enough?
Two's enough for me. And then I played a softball game, and it went well. I wore 2 pairs of underwear to minimize the bobble, but we're good.
Okay.
I survived.
Nice. Well, yeah, a lot of movie watching for me. I can't compete with that. So
Yeah, I knew you couldn't. That's why I came hard with it.
I'm just moving on at this point.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do.
Season 2 of Opening Kill, and obviously it's a little bit different because you can see us this year.
Here we are.
I'm not sure whose bright idea that was, but yeah, in all our glory. Favorite horror movies that we saw over the summer. What about you?
Golly, it's gonna be between The Long Walk, which I just watched, and probably Weapons.
Weapons was good.
Mm-hmm. Weapons was fun.
Was good. Long Walk was good. Based on the Stephen King thing. If you haven't read the novel and you don't know what to expect, it's definitely not one of those fast-paced horror films that you're on the edge of your seat. It's very slow-paced, but it's more of a psychological horror film, but really well done.
Oh my God. Like, I loved the just depiction of like really good, just like male, like kinship. I think that was a really powerful aspect of it. And it's going to rip your fucking heart out and then stomp on it. It's not a feel good.
No, it's not. And there were some pretty brutal kills. Not as brutal
Yeah.
as the novel, but there were some graphic ones in there.
Yeah, the tank one stands out.
Oh
That
God,
one
yeah,
was
that
yeah,
was
that
bad.
was yeah, that wasn't fun. I mean, none of them
Yeah.
are fun. It's
No,
not
no, no.
a
Yeah, not to say that they're fun, but
there's a
they
well,
seem
they
to.
can be. Some
Yeah,
kills can be fun. The weapons movie that we also talked about, that had a really fun kill at the end.
and
Oh
I
my
was
God.
not expecting that at all. That thing came out of nowhere. I'm like,
Oh, and
holy
it was
shit! What is
so
happening here?
violent too. Oh my God.
Totally unexpected. So,
Gladys.
I, Gladys, you know that is one of the. It made the top 5 list of pop culture Halloween costumes this year.
I don't doubt it.
Yep,
Like
absolutely.
she's got a great look, and so I can see a lot of people copying it.
Yep, very much so.
Her and Longlegs
Uh,
would make beautiful babies. Just a
I was
little.
just gonna say it was like the female version of Longlegs.
Oh my God.
So the other movie, probably my favorite horror movie of the year so far, and we only have 3 months left here, but was Until Dawn, which I had been wanting to see, and I really liked that movie,
Okay. Yeah, I still haven't seen it. I've been meaning to, but I also forgot about The Conjuring Last Rites. I saw that one,
and I did not.
and it's good. Like it's again, it doesn't compete with the first two, but it's loads better than the third,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's all you really want from it. At that point, like it's the fourth, so it's like as long as it's better than the worst entry so far,
Right.
you're good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do
Oh, and I
you
saw
know that?
Alien Earth.
Oh, and how was that?
I completed it. It's good. I
Okay.
think
All
again
right.
better than I thought it was going to be. I'm excited for what it sets up, and I think it just opens up lots of possibilities within that universe. So yeah.
Okay, great. So, based on our cold open to the show, you probably figured out the movie that we are tackling today, and that would be The Houses October Built from
The found
2014.
footage.
Now, as far as found footage films, this is really well done. It's really easy to screw these up, and
Mm-hmm.
this one actually was really good.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I wouldn't say like I dislike found footage, but it is a subgenre that I'm not like the biggest fan of, but I do really appreciate it when it's done right, such as like
Mhm.
Cloverfield, the first like Paranormal Activity, and this one as well. So I think as far as the found footage, this is as good as they really can be.
I think so too. I think so too. So, just the facts, written by Bobby Rowe, Zach Andrews, Jason Zada, directed by Bobby Rowe, starring Brandy Schaefer, Zach Andrews, Bobby Rowe, Mikey Rowe, and Jeff Larson playing fictional versions of themselves in this film.
So what didn't Bobby Rowe do? Seemed like he
I
did
know.
everything.
I don't think he held the boom mic, but that's
He
probably
might
the
have
only
though.
thing. Oh, he could have.
Yeah,
He could have.
let's check the credits.
Had a limited release in theaters on October 10th, 2014. So there's no box office data. It went straight to video after that.
Yeah.
But it was, yeah, the tagline, "The haunt has come to you." The thing about this movie that I appreciated is I worked at a haunt locally here. I was very close to
Ooh.
that world. So to watch this, it was like, oh yeah, because they actually used real haunts in
Right.
this, which
Right.
then that was really cool. They gave them credit at the end of the movie and everything. Um, and so having worked a haunt before, I did a lot of videography for one, and they won some awards, and it was really cool to kind of relive that watching this movie.
Nice. No, I can't say I'm super into the world of like haunted attractions.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm a horror fan, haunted like houses, not usually my bag. I did go to like my first one in probably like 20 years, like a couple years ago, because when I was a youth, my mother, bless her soul, she took us all to this event in Bozeman, Montana. It was called Haunted Hollow, and she did not know what it was. She thought it would just be going to be like
No.
this, like we walk through it. There's like some like statues, kind of like just like a little walkthrough thing that the kids could do. It was like an hour-long walk through this horrific haunted house. I made it 2 rooms before my poor grandmother had to carry me through the rest of it. And I was crying into her shoulders. Needless to say, I didn't really do another haunted house for quite a while
That was it.
after that. Yeah.
That was it.
But even though I was terrified, I was still obsessed with that experience because for like months after, I drew a picture of the werewolf, which was the first room and really the only room I got a good look at. But I was just drawing pictures of that room for like months and months. But so, yeah, that's my history of haunted attractions.
Oh, so if you're not familiar with this film, it's about 5 friends. They set out in an RV to explore America's most extreme haunted attractions. Now, their goal is to document the underground culture of scare actors and find the elusive blue skeleton, which is rumored. It's a haunt rumored to be so secretive that nobody knows where it is. It moves around every year to a different location, or if it actually exists.
Right.
And what starts out as this road trip documentary about haunted houses slowly unravels into something much darker as the group realizes they're not just chasing the blue skeleton, it's actually chasing them in a
Right.
nutshell. So, it's just this movie got a lot of praise from some big critics, from the acting and the chemistry, because these are real friends in life.
Right. You can tell.
Yeah. And that really played into this film and made it very, very believable, So
For sure. Definitely one of the best aspects of it. And I do appreciate, because the world of extreme haunts is definitely a thing. Like the one that comes to mind is, have you heard of McCamey Manor?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Thankfully that place got fucking shut down because that guy is a psychopath. Jesus Christ. There's been like
Yeah.
numerous documentaries about that fucker.
Right. So the movie actually opens with a flash forward towards the end of the film where we see Brandy um, bloody, tied up, thrown into the trunk of a car, and the car is moving down the road. And then it jumps back to the very beginning of their RV trip. And they're planning on hitting all of these different haunts across the country. And they really want to find one that's extreme. And they're doing a
Yeah.
documentary. So they got the cameras and that's what they're doing.
Yeah. Like the main guy, he's just like, oh, it's regular haunts just don't do it for me anymore. I need something
Yeah.
more crazy. I'm like,
Not sure he was
Chill.
saying that by the end of this movie, though.
no, I think he changed his tune at some
I think
point.
so too. So yeah, so they're in this really cool RV, and
It's pretty rad.
It is, and they're visiting these different haunts. Some of them are actually decent. Some of them are just very small town cheesy, you know. But as they're going along here, they're filming this stuff, and they're actually pissing off some of the actors, and because they don't want to be filmed, they don't want,
Right.
and the people that are running these haunts don't want, like there's one scene where they get to this haunt where the guy, he climbs up on the roof and with a megaphone starts proclaiming he's the king of Halloween or something like that. And
Right.
like the main guy is looking up at him and you can tell he's just pissed. He's in this mask and this costume and everything. And they're filming. And that's where the tension really, really starts here.
Right. And it's kind of cool how this movie's set up. It's kind of interwoven with interviews they've done with some of the workers at these haunts. And some of the workers are talking about how they could see there being instances where these scare actors are only in it because they do want to actually hurt people.
Right.
There's like, they wouldn't surprise me if some of these haunts have like actual human body parts as the decorations.
Right.
And so it sets the tone for there being like, yeah, this definitely secret, underground, dangerous world within these haunted attractions across the country.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's kind of just like a little bit of the, I guess it's like a behind the scenes of the documentary they're making. But no, so I think that's part of the aspect that really strengthens the movie for me. Is just like it's interwoven with these clips.
Right.
And you can see,
Right.
and then you see them provoking these scare actors and just starting to really piss the community off.
Oh my gosh. Right. I mean, it starts out as, kind of harmless fun in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then you got actors jumping out at them. You got one with a chainsaw. Everybody's kind of laughing this stuff off. But they start noticing some of the same masked characters
Yep.
showing up at the different haunts they're going to. I mean, they drove like 100 miles or so. And can we talk about Porcelain Girl?
Yeah, of course. That's like, she's like,
Freakiest character ever.
I don't like her.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, she's like this. I mean, she's on the cover of everything. Yeah, she's got this like porcelain doll face, but like she's kind of bald with like a couple little stringies hanging in her eyes, and I'm not a fan.
Right.
If I was at this attraction, I would want to try to stay clear of her.
Definitely. And so they end up camping somewhere in their RV.
Yes,
they pulled off the road into a field or wherever the hell they were.
Right, yeah. They're a Walmart parking lot, I don't know.
But guess who's standing outside the RV?
Yeah.
It's Porcelain Girl.
She's just chilling, looking in at them. And is this the only one they've seen so far? I think so.
I think so, yeah, at this point. And so one of the guys goes out there to talk to her. And he just walks back to the RV and she follows him into the RV and he doesn't try to stop her or anything. And she this is a creepy scene right here.
Yeah, because it's like it plays off that like the uncomfortability of someone in your space and like just how casually she just walks in like she owns it. Like, I would not know what to do in that situation.
Well, and she sits down next to him and doesn't say a word, just moves her head around looking at everybody. And then out of nowhere, she opens her mouth and this horrible sound shriek comes out.
Yeah.
And it's just, crazy. And then like nothing happens. She just gets up and walks off and that's that.
Yeah, she's done. She's done with them. She's like, okay, I've made my point. It's time for me to make my exit now. And then they kind of just like, oh, that was crazy.
Yeah.
A couple of them are like, okay, this doesn't seem normal. Maybe we should rethink what we're doing here. But of course, the boys of the group are just like, it's fine. Like,
yeah. Brandy starts to have doubts. And, the farther we get into it, a couple of the guys are questioning why they're out there doing this. And the main guy's like, well, we talked about this. We want to go extreme. So that's what we're going to do. And they start hearing the rumors about Blue Skeleton at all of these different haunts. And that really intrigues them because they're like, oh, yeah, this is what we want to do. We definitely want to go extreme here. And that sounds right up our alley. So,
right. So they're just chasing that high. And they go to another haunt. And then I believe Jeff is at this next count. Like they go to hit another house. Then they're camping again in like a field. And Jeff is one of the guys. He goes out and I think he's just like taking a piss. Yeah. And he turns around and there's this giant like Easter bunny guy with blood.
You know the name of the character?
No.
It's the Feaster Bunny.
I'm loving that. So
right? It totally fits. It's this bloody bunny.
Yeah, he's got an axe and he starts like he starts chasing Jeff, who's horrified because that's what I would do if I was interrupted mid-pee by a giant axe bloody feaster bunny. And then I think he just gets away and there's like, okay, that was kind of crazy too, I think.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And so at each haunt, again, they are now inquiring about Blue Skeleton, and the only information they're getting is that it's an invite only type of a thing. And so the blue skeleton isn't just a rumor, it's a warning. And they meet a man eventually who's wearing a blue skeleton makeup. And that's where things really start to get real as far as, the blue skeleton.
Yeah, kind of seems like the blue skeleton has like little members sprinkled throughout like the country, and like
Right.
that's their tell you like, oh, you find a guy with a blue skeleton face, I guess, and
Right.
inquire, and that's how you're gonna end up getting an invite,
Right.
which is
Exactly.
kind of fun because it's like a little scavenger hunt almost.
Pretty much. Yeah, it is. Now, there's another occasion here to freak you out, and that is where they pull off again, and they're all asleep inside the RV,
Ugh.
and they're being stalked by
Mm-hmm.
these actors now.
Yeah.
And one of the actors enters the RV while they're all sleeping with a camera and is videotaping every single one of them, all 5 of them. Now, I would wake up if this were happening. I don't think the fact that all 5 of them stayed asleep is a little surprising to me, but I don't
I'm not
know.
gonna lie to you, I would sleep through it.
Would you sleep through it?
Oh, easy. Both
Well,
Han
maybe
and
I would.
Both Han and I are very deep sleepers, so someone could totally enter our house and do this to us.
Well,
Not that anyone
that's-
should.
I was going to say, yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, please don't. That's my
Not-
worst nightmare.
Yeah, right?
But like,
living
you do
this
see
movie.
this. Yes, but you do see this guy. He like just walks through. Like he like touches some of them as they're
Yeah.
sleeping. It's ugh, it feels gross. Like it's a total invasion of like
What is?
space. Ugh, no, thank you.
Well, and then they take the footage and they upload it to a website, and one of the guys wakes up the next morning and sees it. And he's
Yeah.
like, what is happening? What's going on? And he thinks somebody else, one of the other 5,
Right.
did it, until he realizes they're all in this thing asleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would have turned back already. I would have turned back
Yeah.
when the girl entered the trailer.
Yeah.
But this would definitely be the point where it's like, if you continue, I don't want to say you deserve to die, but you kind of do.
Yeah, I wouldn't be on that either. I would be heading for home, calling it good. That's about as extreme as I would like to go.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's been fun, fellas, but I'm out.
Totally. And so also that in the same scene where they're realizing that their privacy has been invaded and, the video was uploaded, they open the refrigerator and was it a pig heart?
Yeah,
A cow heart?
something.
It was nasty. The big guy, he's the one who found it, and he's like throwing up in the sink. A little bit of an overreaction, but it was kind of nasty. So,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't think I'd puke, but I might gag a bit.
You think?
I do. I would not like finding an organ in my refrigerator.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. There's another night where the RV starts getting pelted with things, and it's crazy. They look out and they turn the headlights on, and they're completely surrounded by all of these actors now.
Yeah, you've got
And they-
clowns, you got bloody bunnies, you got a doll girl, you got it all.
That is the nice thing. You have a little bit of everything in this. So
The variety is the spice of life. So you've got it. Whatever monster you prefer, it's probably out there. Give it a big old kiss.
yep.
But no, I would hate that again. Like no thing.
Yeah.
Being stalked would be terrifying in and of itself. Being stalked by
Mhm.
a lot of people, even worse. And then being stalked by a lot of people in various Halloween costumes,
Oh my
even
gosh, yeah.
more horrifying.
You know that Adrienne King, Final Girl from Friday the 13th, she had a stalker problem after that movie, to where it was very frightening, and she was physically attacked in her own apartment. And it's, I
Jeez.
think, one of the reasons she didn't do a lot more film right away after that. She just stepped back, and they caught the guy, but yeah, stalking,
Still,
that's a scary thing.
Dude, one of my he was a youth pastor of mine growing up, and he was telling me the story of he and his wife were sleeping in bed, and they woke up to a guy in their bedroom just standing there. And like, of course, he like gets up and like freaks out, and the guy, he just didn't seem like he was all there, like
Right.
under the influence of probably some heavy drugs.
Well, I'm sure.
And he ended up like leaving, like there wasn't an incident besides, a break-in, but
Hmm.
no one got hurt. But like that would be, I heard that story and I was like, I'm glad that didn't happen to me, because I don't know if I could like ever sleep again. Like, ugh. So yeah, just someone in your house that isn't supposed to be there.
Right.
Very terrifying thought.
Absolutely. And to videotape you while you're
Yeah.
sleeping, and then you see it the next day, and you have all these other things floating around too. I mean, not good. Not good.
Super not chill.
So they they eventually get to a point where they open like the curtains that are in front of the windshield, and they see 5 blue skeleton masks that have been placed on the windshield, one for
Yeah.
each of them.
Yeah.
Nice gift. And these are nice
It is.
masks.
They're
Nice
not
masks.
too shabby. Nothing to frown
Yeah.
at.
Yeah. And they've gotten clues as to where they need to go to find Blue Skeleton. And the
Right.
latest clue, they get an address on Bourbon Street to this place where they have to go, and that's where they go. It's this little dive bar. They're looking for Giggles. That's going to be their contact.
Golly, who doesn't
Okay, if
want
you
to
don't
stumble
like
upon
clowns,
Giggles?
if you don't like clowns, you won't like this one for sure.
No, he's
This is
gross.
just this was kind of creepy. So yeah, they all go into this bar, and they got their camera, and again, they're pissing people off with their camera because the
Dude,
patrons
they
are
need to
not wanting
learn.
this.
Yeah, they need to learn boundaries, because they
Yeah.
don't have them.
No, they don't. They really don't. So they put the camera down, and then they're trying to find Giggles, and they're sitting there drinking a beer or whatever, and there's like these 2 costumed people that are slow dancing. They're the only 2. And then all of a sudden, Giggles appears. He kind of reminded me of Art the Clown a little bit, personality-wise.
Yeah, I could see that. He's a little fun time having Jazzy Cat.
Kind of tiptoeing over to their table to say hello, but not speaking, just giggling, obviously.
Yeah, I don't like laughter coming from a clown, personally.
Right. So Brandy ends up going to the restroom, and the guys go outside, and they leave their camera on the table. And 2 or 3 of the male patrons in the bar, this creepy bar, follow her in with their own camera. And she's standing at the mirror doing her makeup, hair adjustments, whatever, and they're filming her, and she turns around, and you think something very, very terrible is about to happen to her. This was
Yeah.
kind of cringeworthy
Yeah,
here.
it sets up something where you're like, please don't. We don't need to do
Don't
this
do
right
this.
now.
And they don't. They don't.
No.
She actually is able to grab the camera and slip away, and she goes running after the guys. They come back in, and yeah, they kind of confront them. But yeah, that was kind of an interesting scene. This whole bar was interesting.
Honestly, like all the stuff from when they get to New Orleans, I think is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been to New Orleans?
I have not. I've been to Louisiana, not to New Orleans.
Same. I've been to Louisiana, but not to
Mm-hmm.
NOLA.
Right. Right.
It looks fun.
It looks very much like a party all the time. And it definitely was, because they get there, it's Halloween. And it's kind of cool too, because they do have a countdown to Halloween, and they start 5 days out, and then it goes down to 4, and then it turns into just Halloween.
Right.
And so then they get to where they're going, and they're on the streets. There's a big party going on in New Orleans, and they see somebody in a blue skeleton mask.
Yeah.
And then who is it that takes off? Jeff, I think, is the one that takes off.
Yeah.
And he's following, and he thinks it's one of his buddies, and he follows him down an alley. Well, it's not one of his buddies. All of a sudden, We have Porcelain Girl show up. We have the Feaster Bunny
My
and
fave.
another character, and they attack him, beat the shit out of him, tie him up, and
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
No, it's a straight up abduction.
Yeah, definitely was. Definitely was. And now they're all trying to find him, the rest of the friends, and so they get into their RV and they're driving down because they're getting messages on the phone.
Right, and they're trying to call him. Jeff is not answering, so they're just freaking the fuck out.
Right. And so they're being told where to go, and if they don't go there, then Jeff will die, is basically their motivation to do this. And so the main guy, he's basically thinking, "Oh, this is just a hunt.
Dude,
This
he's
is the
still
extreme."
so
He's
yeah, he's still
naive
so
to the
gun
fact.
hole.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah, he
they're
doesn't
just
seem to.
messing with us, man. Like,
That's it. He doesn't seem to understand that this is more than that, and it's gotten very serious now. So they're driving down this like one lane dirt road, and they're not sure where they're going. And then they see some headlights coming out of the darkness, and it's a little school bus.
yeah,
And they basically are sending them text messages. You have 60 seconds to get out and come to us. And then they get a warning at 45 seconds and then
Yep.
30 seconds. And main dude gets out and he goes down there. The other ones are not leaving. And then all of a sudden, the RV is being broken into by these bad people.
yeah. So they're all dragged out, bound and thrown into the bus,
And
it
hooded.
takes off. Yeah, the whole shebang, and they are now all officially captured.
They are. And each
Classic
friend
Halloween fun.
it's great to do this on Halloween.
Ugh.
And each friend now has their own terror that's going on. And so the bus is going down the road and it makes a couple of stops and they let the guys off and then they let another one of the guys off and then they unload Brandy. And this is where you see now the beginning of the film where they
Right.
put her in the trunk of the car and take her wherever they're going to take her. It's a little bit confusing. You kind of got to watch it, but they all end
Right.
up in this at the haunt. This is the Blue Skeleton, and it's this house, this building with different horror rooms in it, and they're all separated, trying to find each other. I think my favorite scene is when one of them gets to this one room and there's a window looking in. It's one-way glass, and he sees his friend, but he can't
Yeah.
hear him. It's soundproof too.
Right. No, that's intense. All of this scene within the blue skeleton is like,
Mhm.
ugh, I don't like it. Not because it's not good, because it's just makes me feel gross. I don't know. There's
Well,
something about this kind of it just feels realistic.
well, and that's the big thing here. It's not a monster film, and I think
No.
that these types of films are scarier because you can relate to them because something like this could actually happen
Yeah.
as opposed to where, the creature features and probably not so much,
Right. Like, I'm
you
not too
know.
scared of a giant anaconda eating me, but
Right.
blue
Right, but
skeleton
this
people getting me, yeah,
yeah,
that shit's scary.
out in the backwoods of Louisiana, which is where they end up. I mean, out in the middle of
Anything
nowhere.
can happen out there.
Absolutely. You should mention too that they gave Brandy a video camera and they told her to video everything
Yeah.
that she sees. So
Yep.
she's doing that.
So now she gets roped
And,
into being a videographer for him.
I know, right?
Jeez.
So the Blue Skeletons, they eventually get through this house, but not unscathed, and they all wake up, and they are all in their individual coffins, and there's a camera in each one of them.
Yep.
And this, if you are claustrophobic like me, your heart probably got to racing during this scene because this was difficult to watch. And I was having problems breathing just watching this because now they're going
Ooh.
to bury them alive. Oh, it's just, yeah, it gives me the creeps just even thinking about this now because the
Yeah.
cameras are seeing it close up.
Did you ever watch that movie with Ryan Reynolds? It's called Buried.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Similar thing where I was just like, I felt just, too claustrophobic. It was being buried alive became a real fear of mine when like the Undertaker had like a buried
Yeah.
alive match way back in the day.
I
I remember
remember
seeing
that.
that and I was just like, well, that's the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. I didn't realize that could happen. And
Yeah.
then it became a core fear for a few years there.
Yep. Totally. So you're seeing their faces. They're trying to get out of these coffins and you're hearing the dirt hit the top of them too. That's the thing. The sound design on this really got me. And so they're being buried alive. And I mean, it's hard to do an opening kill here because, I mean, we might as well, right?
The opening kill.
So we don't actually see them die. We only assume that they're buried alive and they run out of oxygen and they all die. But
It's
Yeah.
a fair assumption. I mean,
it is.
generally being buried alive is fatal.
Yeah. And you don't see many people getting out of that generally.
No, most people don't have the strength to lift the dirt up
Right.
off of them.
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't.
No, you think you might be able to, but that's a lot of dirt. It's a lot of weight. And it's pretty obvious too that those coffins, they either nailed them shut or something because they're not getting out.
So if you were buried alive, here's what I would do if I was buried alive. Because I have thought about this. Because I wouldn't want to live, I wouldn't want my cause of death to be eventually just dying of lack of air. I would
Right.
just like smash my head
Oh my
against the
God.
coffin until I blunt force traumatized myself.
Just get it over with.
Yeah. I'm not going to be there being claustrophobic and freaking out.
Well, I mean, the alternative, yeah, that's what it is. It's a
Exactly.
very slow, torturous death. So, yeah, do what you got to do.
Take yourself out.
So we think there's 5 deaths.
We think.
We normally have an official kill count, but you don't see anybody officially die. So, but we're assuming that everybody died in this.
Yeah.
So
I'm going
there
to
it
say
is.
5 deaths.
5 deaths.
And they're all the opening kill.
Yeah. So most brutal moment. It's hard to pick one. For me, I'm going to say it's Brandy being buried alive because of my claustrophobic self. That was torture.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, being that it's the only kill scene, it's kind of by default got to be that.
I think so.
So, yeah, I guess that's mine as well.
Best twist, I think, would be realizing that Blue Skeleton pretty much orchestrated this entire trip and manipulated them the entire way.
I think that's really kind of impressive that they were able to pull that off.
I mean,
And
they began as a rumor and just this story told by whispers at all these different haunts, and then it just kind of developed into this real thing.
right, which is like one of those things where you kind of assume there's just members of this group everywhere.
Right.
And just kind of luring people to come to them so they can, commit some murder on Halloween.
Yeah. And
Trick or treat.
That's what trick or treat. Yeah, exactly. So I think for me, we don't really have a final girl grade to give because there's no final girl here.
I'll give it to Brandy. I mean, by kind of default, and I'll give her a somewhat decent. You know what? I'll just give her like 5. I'll put it right in the middle of the road.
Okay.
I think that's fair because she did at least have the most sense of the group.
Mhm.
Like she was the one questioning it early on. People should have
Right.
listened to her, but of course they didn't.
Nope.
So I appreciated the character of Brandy for having a lick of sense.
I agree. I'll give her a 5.5, Michael.
Ooh,
Yeah.
beating me out.
A slasher survival tip on this movie. Don't treat a haunted house like a documentary. Some scares don't want to be documented.
That's a great little tidbit,
So
and
there it
one I will
is.
take with me during this Halloween season.
Yeah. So, Jaunty Haunts, I want to talk about one of our favorite podcasts and apologize to Courtney because we were actually supposed to premiere last week and we had a few things going on that did not make that possible. And poor Courtney, she was going to be on the show with us and she's sitting there and we're trying to figure some things out. And we knew that, we're probably going to have to push this off and come back and try it again. So Courtney from Jaunty Haunts, if you've not checked out Jaunty Haunts, the ultimate paranormal podcast, she kept a secret for 30 years that she can see ghosts. And now she decided to tell her story and she has a fabulous podcast, Jaunty Haunts.
Yeah, check it out. She's got tons of fun guests. My wife was on it. She had a
I was just
two-part
going to say,
episode.
yeah, Hannah was on. That was a
Yeah.
great episode.
It was
Couple of
good.
them,
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought she did really, really well. She was
Yeah.
really nervous, but she crushed it. And then
She did.
I saw Jaunty just put out a couple episodes about like vampires. So
Mhm.
it's a very big net of paranormal stuff that she is tackling.
Right, right. So she will be joining us. We are going to circle back around. We were going to open the season with Sleepy Hollow, and which she lives just a stone's throw from Sleepy Hollow, and she's been
So
there.
cool.
She did a whole episode on it, which was amazing. And we were so excited to do this whole thing on Sleepy Hollow and then ended up not being able to do it. So, but she will be coming back here in a couple of weeks or so. And we'll actually do the Sleepy Hollow episode with Courtney and the rest of the opening kill crew. But in the meantime, make sure to check out all of Courtney's episodes of Jaunty Haunts. You will enjoy it. So, scare preview time and movies coming out that Michael and I are excited to see. And which one are you looking forward to the most, Michael?
So we've got Five Nights at Freddy's 2 coming out in December 5th to be specific. And I really like the first one. I'm
Mhm.
not a Five Nights at Freddy fan. Like I never played the game. I didn't know anything about what it was. I just like, oh, animatronics, that's kind of fun. And it's the story of this pizza place, kind of like Chuck E. Cheese, that had like the
Okay.
animatronics come alive and they kill people. And it's got, I thought the first one is really cool. It had a lot of cool lore building. Matthew Lillard's in it. It had Josh Hutcherson. And the second one actually has Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich is joining the cast.
Ooh,
So we
okay.
have Billy and Stu starring in a movie together again. So I'm pumped for it just for that. That alone is all I need. But I really like the first one. I'm kind of curious to see how they build upon this world going forward. So
Right
Five Nights
on.
at Freddy's, December 5th, I'll be in theaters.
So the one that I am very intrigued by, it's a movie called Shelby Oaks. This is the feature-length horror debut of YouTuber / critic turned director Chris Stuckman. This is a supernatural mystery. It blends traditional narrative with found footage elements. Follows a girl named Mia, whose sister went missing 12 years prior while she was investigating the abandoned town of Shelby Oaks as part of a paranormal team known as the Paranormal Paranoids. Great name for a team.
That is
And
fun.
Mia's determined to discover what happened, and things get really, really strange. So this film was backed heavily through Kickstarter. They raised over $1 million, which makes it one of the most funded horror projects on the platform. So that's pretty amazing to be able to do that. October 24th is when it's supposed to be out here in the US. So again, Shelby Oaks looks really, really good.
Yeah, I've been a fan of Chris Stuckman for like years. I've watched his reviews. And I remember when he first started like talking about this project. And it's been a long time coming, so it's kind of cool that it's finally here for him.
Right, right. Yeah, that's going to be amazing. So, a couple of great movies. So, Well, that wraps up our first episode of season 2. The video version you can see
Yeah.
on YouTube and Spotify. So if you're listening to just the audio, you can dig up our ugly mugs on those 2 platforms and kind of see what we're doing here. Next week, one of my favorites, The Evil Dead. We're going to be covering that. Yeah, Bruce Campbell, who actually lives in our area here in Southern
He
Oregon.
does.
So I've
Yeah.
met him a handful of times. Very funny, very nice guy, and maybe we'll get him on here. We should get him on for that.
Yeah, well,
do it.
let's get on that.
I'm on that. Yeah. All right. We will talk to you next week with The Evil Dead.
Opening Kill is produced by Mystic Cloud Productions and hosted by Brian O'Connor and Michael Duran. New episodes drop every Thursday wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And don't forget, you can watch the video versions on Spotify and YouTube. See you next time, if you survive the opening kill.